Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence, and by Dow Automotive Systems, innovations for clean powertrain solutions.
This is Autoline Daily for the last day of February in the year they call 2011. And now the news. The press days for the Geneva Auto Show are taking place this week, and Jaguar, along with Italian design firm Bertone, are pulling the covers off two concept cars. The first one's called the B99, a compact four-door sedan that's constructed entirely of handmade aluminum panels and other premium materials, like soft Italian leather and exotic African wood. I really like the look of this one, too. Under its long hood, the B99 features what they're calling a full hybrid, long-range power system, but the company gave no specifics as to what that entails. The other car Bertone is showing off is a full GT2 race version of the B99. And keeping in the European market for the moment, Fiat is rebadging a number of models from Chrysler to sell as Fiats and Lancias across the continent. In fact, it's dropping the Chrysler brand name in Europe altogether. So now the Chrysler 300 becomes the Lancia Tema, the Dodge Journey becomes the Fiat Fremont. But Bloomberg reports analysts in Europe are not expecting much in the way of sales. They point out that rebadging efforts have never really gone anywhere, and they only expect incremental sales. But Fiat does get a number of new models out of this that did not require any new capital costs. And there's a change going on in the European market. Diesels are making a comeback. While diesels are very popular, they had been losing market share. But Wards reports that through November of last year, diesels grabbed nearly 52% of the market, up from 46% in recession-crippled 2009. In January, they hit nearly 56%. As fuel prices go up, fuel economy becomes a bigger and bigger issue for motorists. However, the popularity of diesels could change in the near future. Euro 6 emission regulations require new after-treatment systems, which add significant cost to the engines. Plus, gasoline engines keep getting more efficient. Okay, now to China, where there seems to be big problems at BYD. It shot into the headlines a couple of years ago when Warren Buffett invested in the company and when BYD chose Los Angeles as its North American headquarters. The company claimed it would soon start selling electric cars and plug-in hybrids in the United States. But this morning, the company's stock plummeted on the Hong Kong exchange, amongst rumors it was laying off half of its sales force. Now, China AutoWeb reports that BYD only sold 33 of its E6 electric car, and most of them were sold to one of its own subsidiaries. And it only sold 417 of its F3 DM plug-in hybrid. Even so, none of this phases the company's chairman, Weng Changfu. He sticks to his prediction that this little company will be the biggest in China by 2015 and will become the world's largest automaker by 2025. You know, I've got a word of advice for the Oracle of Omaha. Short the stock. The U.S. population is getting older and heavier, and researchers say safety systems in cars are going to need to be specifically engineered to protect them in crashes. According to Wards, seatbelts and airbags are being reworked so they can protect the different sizes of obese people as well as older people who are more frail. Seatbelts need to be wider and stronger than they are currently to protect obese people. Look for inflatable ones to be used for this as well. Also, airbags are being worked on that inflate based on occupant size, weight, and position. And it's a problem that's not going away anytime soon. Currently, over a quarter of the U.S. population is obese, and it's growing at a rate of 0.5% every year. And today there are 40 million Americans 65 or older, and that number is going to more than double by 2050. Hey, lots of telematic news today. First up, GM announced that OnStar more than doubled its subscriber base in China to more than 200,000 users. OnStar began providing service in China in 2009. In Europe, Ford announced it'll bring Sync to the continent starting next year. Sync will first be offered in the new Ford Focus, and the company expects that up to 2 million vehicles will be equipped with it by 2015. The system can perform 10,000 commands in 19 different languages. And Kia announced it's partnering up with Vodafone, one of the world's largest mobile communications companies, to develop telematic services in Europe. Later this year, Kia will offer its version of Sync called UVO in certain models in North America. Hey, would you buy a V6 engine for your full-size crew cab pickup truck? Or would it have to be a V8? We'll take a look at that coming up next.
Introducing Bridgestone's third generation of run-flat tires with groundbreaking new Bridgestone technologies. Bridgestone run-flat tires offer improved ride comfort, lower rolling resistance, and improved wear while giving you the peace of mind and comfort you need.
Ford is rolling out its EcoBoost technology across its product line, from some of its smallest cars all the way up to its full-size pickups. But truck buyers love V8 engines, and that made me wonder if they'd buy a 3.5-liter V6 even if it has twin turbochargers. So recently, I got a chance to test drive a Chevy Silverado with a 5.3-liter V8 versus a Ford F-150 with an EcoBoost V-6. Both trucks were pulling heavy trailers, and here's what I found in driving them. So right now I'm in a Chevy Silverado with a 5.3-liter V8. When I step into it, foot to the floor right now, kicks down, really digs, really goes. But it's making a whole lot more noise than it is velocity. This thing is accelerating, but accelerating not exactly briskly. And now I'm making a turn here and getting down on it. Digs in and goes too, but when I compare it to the EcoBoost, you're going to notice the difference. Okay, so now I'm in the EcoBoost Ford, and you step into it, and boy, it's amazing how this thing just digs a whole lot faster than the Chevy did with the V8. You don't even have to put your foot quite as much into it to really get this thing moving. And then sharp turns didn't happen in that case, but we can actually get wheel spin out of this thing. Towing an almost 7,000-pound trailer, we can get wheel spin coming out of low-speed turns. If you want an F-150 with the EcoBoost V6, Ford will charge you about $750 over the price of a 5-liter V8. But I think once people test drive this engine, Ford's going to sell a lot more than I would have originally expected. Hey, don't forget to tune in to Open Line tonight for some of the best discussion on cars that you can get involved with. Join host Michelle Naranjo starting tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Open Line. And that's today's report on the top news in the global automotive industry. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.